What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm not making any reactions. Instead, I'm going over my thoughts on CTE, which is chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Okay, it's a hard word to say. I might just call it CTE. Everybody calls it CTE. I'm decided to go over this because it's a big problem in the NFL and contact sports. Okay, I'm mainly going to be talking about the NFL and boxing. Main reason why I decided to do it now is because last week it was announced that Demaryius Thomas, who passed away in December, had CTE. I'm pretty sure he passed away from seizures. He had seizures problems before he passed. So if a player who has a lengthy career like that, who plays football, contact sport, it's a smart idea to check for CTE. Now, you can only check for CTE. You can only diagnose it after a person dies. Notable players who were diagnosed with CTE after they died was Ken Stabler, Aaron Hernandez, Mike Webster. A lot of other players are experiencing the symptoms of it now, such as Brett Favre, Tony Dorsett, Wayne Clark, Lance Briggs. A lot of popular players that Antoine Randall, O.J. Simpson. I mean, if you look too, like in boxing, they call it punch drunk. I forgot the actual name of that, what the actual scientific name for that is, but just repetitive blows to the head. And you'll notice the symptoms, slurred speech, forgotten memory. It's a problem. It's a problem across all contact sports: hockey, wrestling, rugby, anything that, is affecting your head, you're at a high risk of it. Okay, I played football since I was 8 or 9 years old, all the way up until I was 17. Okay, so close to 10 years of playing football. Now, I know at the younger age, you're not really having that strength. Kids aren't that strong enough to really, delivering blows to the head that hard, but in high school, absolutely. I got a good amount of blows to the head, but thankfully I'm not experiencing anything now. Will I have CTE? Who knows? I'm not really worried about that. I know the contact I face in high school is nowhere near NFL players or college players, but it's a problem. Okay, all it takes is a couple years, maybe 1 to 2 years of competitive blows, and you can definitely have a chance of getting CTE. Once again, nobody really knows until you pass away and they do an autopsy. But you can have symptoms though. Okay, I know there's also stages. Okay, there's stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Obviously, the symptoms get worse as you get older. Former players with CTE, let's see again who passed away and had it. So like I said, Ken Stabler, Junior Seau, Adrian Robinson, Ollie Matson, a lot of players. There's about 40 some players. A new study showed that 110 of 111 brains examined showed signs of CTE in July 2017. A new study showed that 110 of 111 brains examined showed. That's insane. A new list released in November 2016 mentioned CTE in 90 of 94 brains of former and deceased NFL players. So it's like, that's crazy. That really is crazy. Basically, if you're playing NFL football for a good amount of years, you have almost like a 95% chance of getting CTE. 99 even. I mean, look at this. For 2017, 110 out of 111 brains. CTE, that's insane. It's a big problem. Okay? I know there's a big lawsuit out a couple years ago. I know some people are still mentioning it. Lawsuits. Now, do I think people should be suing? I don't know. Because, everybody should know that, the consequences of high contact sports, such as football and boxing. They should know that, repetitive blows to the head are no good. So I don't really agree so much with the lawsuit. Now, I know the NFL tried to cover it up. So that's why I do agree with part of the lawsuit. But, people should be knowing. People should be knowing that it's a problem. Vincent Jackson, also, I'm looking at a name who had CTE. That's insane. Like, people who don't even play, usually when I think of head-to-head contact, it's always running backs and linebackers. Okay, that's what I always think of, head-to-head contact, guys who probably suffer the most concussions. Like, I know LiQWYD, he's probably going to have CTE. Okay, the main reason why he retired is because of injuries. It's sad thing to say. It's not even a joke. Like, LiQWYD, he had a bunch of concussions in his career. He's probably gonna have CTE. Wes Welker, I know he had a bunch of concussions, probably CTE. Now guys like quarterbacks, kickers, like Tom Brady, he probably doesn't have any. Kickers, barely any blows to the head ever. Now running backs though, they're up there. I know, like probably Frank Gore, maybe, probably Adrian Peterson. Frank Gore, I mean, he's boxing. Okay, he goes from football for years now to boxing. Now he's a professional boxer, taking repetitive blows to the head. Going on to boxing though, I mentioned earlier about punch drunk. It's a problem. Slurred speech. I'm pretty sure I mentioned earlier. Slurred speech, forgotten memories. You know, your reflexes are slow. A lot of boxers have it. One popular boxer I know that's still alive today is James Toney. You listen to his speech when he was in his prime and he was actually boxing compared to now, you can't even understand James Toney. Muhammad Ali, there's not really any definition. I'm sorry, I don't know if that was definite that he had CTE or anything like that, but he had dementia, or I'm sorry, he had Parkinson's. I don't know if that was related to the repetitive blows to the head. It certainly didn't help. Let's see, Muhammad Ali. Let's see if he had CTE. It wasn't diagnosed, but he didn't have the information we know about the CTE. So, yeah, it doesn't look like he was diagnosed with CTE. Ali's family says no. He did not experience cognitive loss that CTE brings. So, I'm not sure. Well, here we go. Muhammad Ali had both CTE and Parkinson's. So, I don't know. Did Muhammad Ali have CTE? I don't know. I'm not finding anything, but I'm assuming he did. I mean, the blows he had against like Floyd Patterson or Joe Frazier, jeez, that's insane. Just the amount of blows that these people get. It's not good. Not good. But people should know the risks. I played football my whole life, and I'm currently boxing now. Actually, it is what it is. I mean, you can't keep people away from the sport. People got just be careful. You know, they got to practice defense. Okay, if you're boxing, defense. Football, keeping your head up. Don't go with your head in. Important stuff like that that could really prevent these problems. Yeah, I know this video is never, all these types of videos I always do when they're not reactions are always out of place. I usually don't do much editing because it's just freestyle, sort of like a podcast basically. But yeah, that's what's to do it. That's why I wanted to mention it. Personally, me, any symptoms that I have, once again, I did play football for about 10 years now. High school level, started all 4 years of high school, went up against big guys. Okay, a lot of head injuries. I never had a diagnosed concussion. Was there times where I think I did? Yes. But what can you do? Just gotta play smart. If you do have concussion symptoms, I don't recommend playing through it. If you do have concussion symptoms, I do obviously recommend sitting out, telling a trainer, telling a coach. It's not worth it to risk keep playing on whether any sport you're playing. If you have concussion symptoms, like you feel like you're gonna throw up, you're dizzy, your head's aching, especially after a blow like that, don't play. Sit out. Tell your coach, tell your trainers, it's not worth it. That's what a lot of these players, I feel like the reason why they had CTE is because of that reason. You know, head injuries. Oh, I gotta play because, you know, I'm at risk of losing my starting spot, risk of losing my job. I mean, that you can understand, but still, you know, is it worth it at the end when people are having, you know, their loss of memory, slurred speech, anger issues, another big thing. I don't know. It's up to you to decide, not me. Okay, I'm not no doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just saying my experience. If you have head problems, do something about it. Don't just sit out. I mean, I'm sorry. Definitely sit out. Don't just keep playing through it, is what I mean. Don't just keep playing through it. Don't just try to be tough about it, because in the long term, it's not going to be good. Not going to be good for you. But, you know, that's a decision you guys are going to make on yourself. I just highly recommend, you know, get help when you have head problems like that. Big problem though. I'm curious to see though when more cases come out, especially guys like Brett Favre, Luke Kuechly, guys like Rob Gronkowski. He's definitely a guy. I think he has CTE. It's not even a joke. I'm not even trying to make fun of anybody. I definitely think that. Frank Gore, I think. Adrian Peterson. Basically any guys who played in the NFL for 8 to 10 years or more. I really think, other than quarterbacks and kickers. Now, some quarterbacks, of course, obviously, like Brett Favre, I mean, he used his head a lot. Any other running quarterbacks like Mike Vick. Anybody who ran the ball a lot or got sacked a lot, okay? Who knows though? I'm hoping that doesn't happen to these guys, but there's a high chance it could be. That's just the future of football. Nobody really cares. Nobody really talks about it much, because if they talk about it, well, then they're gonna lose viewers, because they do more rules and do more coverage on CTE. It's gonna lose the NFL boxing out money, because people aren't gonna want to be supporting sports that are impacting people's lives in the long term. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on CTE and contact sports. I'm even forgetting stuff. That's just because I'm freestyling, no editing. If you think about it, every YouTuber makes these types of videos. They usually never go through it all the way straight. They usually do a lot of editing. So yeah, I didn't write any scripts or anything. I was just going off the top of my head. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel. Help me get to 7,000 subscribers. I'm out, guys. Peace.